only partnering with the right people.
Shope, I be Shope honest. Someone I know got me on the next thing.
Welcome back. My name is Shope, Afrofusion recording artist and founder of clothing brand Culture Rich World. Over the years, I've grown from simply being a recording artist to still being a recording artist, but more holistically, being an entrepreneur and lover of all things creativity, culture, and business. Let's get to it. Here are 4 things that you can take from this story. Number 1, the world is full of opportunities that don't immediately look like opportunities. But if you're willing to think creatively, take risks, and partner with other people, you can go really, really far. I almost lost out on this deal because I initially wasn't thinking creatively enough. And on one level, I was letting fear lead. I wasn't sure I wanted to take the risk. I'd never done it before. There's a saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But I would even challenge that statement and say it's incomplete, because if you want to go fast, you are going to have a difficult time going fast all alone, trying to do everything by yourself. But if you develop a habit of thinking creatively, you can look around your life and ask yourself this question: what opportunities exist around me, and who can I potentially partner with to take advantage of some of them? The wealthiest people in the world often don't own 100% of everything or manything, but they do own pieces of a lot of different things. So if you don't necessarily have enough money or enough time, because it's not always about money, to take advantage of an opportunity, it's worth thinking through, how can I be creative and structure a deal in such a way that I can partner with somebody and then we both benefit from it. And one of the major advantages of doing this, of this strategy, is that now the risk is shared, but that means that you're also going to share the rewards, which just makes sense. So for me, the deal was an education in learning to think creatively, learning to see situations and think about them through a different lens, and learning to see that opportunity is around if you're willing to think creatively and partner with the right people. Maybe for you, it's not real estate, because real estate is capital intensive and you do need some money to get started. So it doesn't have to be real estate, but maybe for you, it's finding low to medium priced items that you can flip, right? Maybe you're good at sales and marketing, for example, and someone else that you know is great at research, finding those products that can be flipped. You could potentially partner with them. Maybe for you, it's content creation. So maybe you're good at ideating and coming up with great content ideas and even shooting them, but you don't know how to edit. Sure, you could learn how to edit on your own, but you could also partner with an up and coming editor who's really good, and you both build this platform together and then share the profits. And chances are it'd be much quicker to build that platform together than both of you trying to build it separately. And the list goes on. There's so many situations and opportunities that you can partner on. In short, think creatively and collaboratively. And this brings me to the second moral of the story. Lesson number 2, you have to partner with the right people, because especially when it comes to money, things can get very finicky very quickly. There's an expression that says, never do business with family. That can be true, but also consider how many major organizations are family businesses, right? Even historically, you just kind of went into the family business whether you wanted to or not, whether that was farming or shoemaking or carpentry, and the list goes on. And a lot of empires have been built this way. A lot of family dynasties have been built this way. So when my brother and I got into business with one another, everything was contracted, right? Everything was written down. Yes, I love them. Yes, I trust them with my life and with my kids and everything, but everything was written down. And even with that, we still had moments of conflict and disagreements, inevitably, which brings me back to my point of only partnering with the right people. You see, because both my brother and I are Christians, we agree on the most foundational, deepest, and core values. So even above the fact that we're blood brothers, which is important, we are both committed to the gospel of Jesus Christ as the deepest foundation upon which we build our lives individually. So because of these deep core truths that we both believe, thankfully we were able to work through disagreements, and we were able to work through some of these issues that would have otherwise been difficult to resolve. Our mutual commitment ultimately to Jesus and our Christian faith demands that we love one another and demands that we carry ourselves in a certain way, in a specific way. And so because of this, we were able to work through any of these conflicts or disagreements that came up. So the moral of the story isn't just partnering with people, people. It is partnering with people with whom you share the deepest truths, the most foundational principles and values, and people who have a proven track record of good character. Because money is one of those things that has the potential to destroy friendships, to destroy relationships, and even to destroy families. So it is critically important that even as you seek to take advantage of opportunities by partnering with others, you also know how to assess and pick the right people you could quite literally trust your life to. And even then, you still need to get everything in writing. And possibly, if necessary, even have an objective third party in place who can adjudicate in the event a conflict or a problem arises. This will make things go so smoothly. Lesson number 3. In your quest to build out the kind of life that you want, you will have to get creative. I'm a recording artist, so I want to keep making music. But in order to do that, I ultimately want and need financial freedom and independence. So follow my thought process here. This is how I've always thought through this whole thing of making money and pursuing art. Okay? Follow the logic. I need to make enough money until my music monetizes in a significant way. But I also need to ensure that in the making of that money, I still have enough time to invest in my first love, creating art, creating music. The only way I can do this is by getting really creative with how I make money. I could go get a 9-to-5 job, but getting a 9-to-5 will give me money, but it will kill my time. So I have to open up multiple streams of income. I have to get very creative with regards to how I'm able to make money and preserve my time. And that's what thankfully I've been doing for the past 8 years, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos. I monetize within my music career and outside of my music career so as to enable me to continue pursuing music on my own terms. Thankfully, nobody can hold a gun over my head and force me to take a bad deal because I know I could make money in many different ways. And this real estate example was one example. So if you're a creative watching this and you want to keep making your art, you're going to have to get creative with your income. Or maybe you're not a creative. Maybe you're not an artist, but you just want to create the kind of life that you want. And you have to get creative with how you make money. And last but not least, lesson number 4. Trust God to take care of you and do not be anxious. Remember the Juno Award story I told you at the beginning of this video? This is how that connects. In that year of 2020, that was supposed to be a monumental year for me. That was supposed to be quite possibly a breakout year for me. I didn't even mention that I was also in label conversations at this time. And in that year, every grand opportunity or lucrative deal I had lined up vanished. Just like that. And I didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to make money. But there's a passage in the Bible, it's in Matthew chapter 6, that says this: do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap or gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they are? And then it continues talking about the grass and the flowers and how beautiful they are, even though they don't technically work. And it says this: if God so clothes the grass of the fields, which today is alive and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more than clothe you, O ye of little faith? And finally, this section concludes with this: therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. I encourage you to read that whole section if you can. It's in Matthew chapter 6. Are you in a position where you feel like things are at a head and things are getting pretty scary? Don't be anxious. At every single point in my life, God has come through in the most unexpected ways. In 2020, everything was stripped away from me, and somehow in the same year, I made more money than I'd ever made before. So moral number 4, lesson number 4 is trust God. He will come through. So that's the story of how I made my first $100,000 cash. Make sure you watch part 2 of this video where I talk about how I subsequently spent that $100,000 that I just made. Look, I really hope you got value from this. If you did and want to support this channel to continue putting out great and inspiring content like this, I need you to support in a real and tangible way. First thing you can do is like, comment, and share this video with a friend. That's free. You know what else is free? Hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, if you want to go to the next level, you may or may not know that I have a premium clothing brand named Culture Rich World. And this isn't just artist merch, like it's a bona fide brand with pristine quality, amazing designs. And in fact, we're already stocked at a high-end retailer in Toronto. So if you want to consider taking your support to the next level, then please join the Culture Rich World mailing list. Trust me, you want to be a part of this list. Being a part of this list gives you special benefits like early access to drops, private events, special pricing, secret sales, and a whole lot more. Links are in the description. Check out these music videos for some great vibes and this for some more great insights. I'll see you next time.
I'll admit it. Yeah, I get it. You been holding me down for a minute. I've been taking too long, I'll admit it. Yeah, I'll admit it.